There was a woman taken hostage to a foreign land. She didn't break. She turned wasteland into farmland. She built a trading operation from nothing, and she used her own money to buy back Joseon prisoners of war and bring them home. Not a hostage, a diplomat. But 70 days after returning to Joseon, no trial, no evidence made public. She was 33 years old, and she was ordered to drink poison. Her crime? Treason. But historians tell us her real crime was something else entirely. She was a woman her king could not control. Her name was Lady Kang, Crown Princess of Joseon. This is the story of the woman Joseon tried hardest to erase. Lady Kang, born into a noble family of Joseon. In 1627, at the age of 15, she was chosen as Crown Princess of Joseon. Her life was never easy. Less than 10 years into her marriage, she and her husband, Crown Prince Joseon, were taken to Shenyang, Manchuria. The price of defeat. Joseon had lost the war against the Qing dynasty. Her official status? A hostage. But Lady Kang refused to be defined by that word. In Shenyang, she reclaimed barren land and turned it into working farmland. She established trade routes, built economic independence. She personally funded the ransom of Joseon prisoners of war and brought them back home. For 8 years in a foreign land, she didn't survive. She learned, she grew, and she started imagining a different kind of Joseon. In Shenyang, Lady Kang encountered things that no one in Joseon had ever seen. The Qing language, their culture. Western Jesuit missionaries, including the German astronomer Adam Scholl. Books from the West. Books that said the earth was round, knowledge that Joseon hadn't even dreamed of. When Crown Prince Joseon brought back a globe and astronomical texts to Joseon, Lady Kang had walked that world beside him. She wasn't just a wife who followed her husband. She was a partner who shared his vision for a new Joseon. And that was exactly the problem. A daughter-in-law who dreamed of change. How did King Injo see her? February 1645. After 8 years, Lady Kang finally returned to Joseon. But the joy didn't last 2 months. 70 days after their return, Crown Prince Joseon was dead. The official cause of death? Malaria. But the royal annals tell a different story. His entire body had turned black. Blood flowed from every opening, his eyes, his ears, his nose, his mouth. Is that what malaria looks like? The royal physicians knew something was wrong, but no one spoke. Why? King Injo gave Lady Kang no time to grieve. Within months of her husband's death, she was accused of treason. Treason, the gravest crime in the Joseon dynasty. So where was the evidence? Search the royal annals. Search every record. There are no co-conspirators named, no plan described, no proof presented. There was only King Injo's order: execute Lady Kang. Even the royal court's highest legal body could not stop it. Historians say it wasn't that evidence was lacking. Evidence was never needed. King Injo didn't want a trial. He wanted a result. Fact or conspiracy? On the day Lady Kang drank the poison, her 3 sons were already gone, exiled to Jeju Island, the grandsons of King Injo himself. And then, one by one, all 3 died on that island. The records say illness, but 3 sons, the same exile, in quick succession. Is that natural? The bloodline of Crown Prince Joseon was extinguished completely. King Injo left no words of mourning. If this was coincidence, it is the cruelest coincidence in Korean history. The real reason Lady Kang was feared. It may not have been treason at all. She was a living witness, the person closest to her husband when he died, the person who had seen the new world, Qing Dynasty, Western knowledge, the possibility of change. And above all, she remembered King Injo's humiliation more clearly than anyone. A king who knelt before a foreign emperor, his forehead on the frozen ground. As long as the woman who witnessed that was still alive, King Injo could never rest. Power does not forgive witnesses. In 1645, Lady Kang was erased from history. But the records survived. A few lines in the royal annals. That is why we can tell her story today. What was the truth Joseon tried to hide? And if Lady Kang had survived, would Joseon's history have been different? That question I leave with you. If you found this story compelling, the previous episode on King Injo is linked below. Thank you for watching Hidden Kingdom Files.